Hi math friends, we're going to look at our linear relationships review today, mostly writing linear equations, right? So here we have an example of find the slope and find the intercept. So when we do this, if we have slope-intercept form like number 1, it's right there. Slope is 7 and y-intercept is 12. We could also write 0, comma 12. Since we have this as b, we could only write 12, that's fine. For number 2, we have the intercept here like 0, 10. But then we have to calculate the slope. So we do our change in y over change in x. And when we calculate this, we get 0 over negative 3. Since 0 is in our numerator here, and it's not dividing by a 0, our slope simplifies to 0. Next one, it says this charge is $16 per hour. That's going to be our slope. The flat rate, or like any starting fee, is going to be our intercept. Number 4, our intercept is given to us there. It's 4. And then we need to count for slope. So we go down 1, so negative 1. Then over 1, 2, 3. So our change in y is negative 1. Change in x is 3. And we don't need to simplify this because it's already simplified. Number 5, find our slope. So our change here in y is consistently plus 4 as we look at this. Our change in x, this is consistently plus 2. So my slope is 4 over 2. And this we should simplify. This simplifies to 2. Now when I look at our intercept, that's where we have x is 0. If we use this to go backwards just 1, use the same pattern, we get to 0. Use the same pattern here, minus 4, we get to 16. So our intercept here is 16. Looking at our next one, writing in the slope-intercept form. So if they give us slope, we need to replace m with that. And it has the y-intercept of 0, 8. So we need to remember that that's going to be plus 8 then. That's it for number 6. Writing again for number 7, we're going to use slope-intercept form this time. So I'm going to start it by writing y minus, and then leave a blank. And then the x minus, and leave a blank there. So it's important to do this because that's the form for slope-intercept, right? That's what they tell us to use here. Now we're going to use our slope. The slope is 2.7. That can go right out here because in our equation, that's where we write our slope. And the point is 124, so it's minus 1, and then minus 24 here. And you're done. That's how you write your point slope form. You don't need to try to simplify anything here because our point is 124 and our slope is 2.7. Everything is right there for us. Next one here, we need to go ahead and find our slope first because we have 2 points, but we don't have the slope. So I'm going to write the other point underneath here, and then we can calculate the change in y and change in x. So when you do this, we're going to say negative 82 minus negative 126 for our change in y, over our change in x. We're going to go in the same order. Negative 25 minus 30. So let me go and calculate those. And we're going to get 44 over negative 55. And this does simplify. We can divide each of these numerator and denominator by 11. Remember, when we simplify, we want to divide numerator and denominator by the same number. So divide these both by 11. That top 11 was bad. Let me write that again. There we go. So that's going to be negative 4/5. Remember, negative 4/5, you can put the negative anywhere you want, but only one of them. All right, so now we can write our equation. So y minus the y value equals m times x minus the x value. And we can choose what we want to use here. The only thing that we have to use is the slope. So negative 4/5 goes here. And we could put the negative in the numerator. That's the more common way to write it. And then we got to use a point. So I'm going to use the first point. So this is going to be x minus 30. And since it says negative 126, we're going to change this to plus 126 here. So that's our final answer. Let's check out some graphs now. So we have negative 3/4 x plus 6. So this is slope-intercept. So I'm going to go down 3, right 4. And I'm going to start at 6. So start at 6 on the y-axis, down 3, right 4, and then I'm going to use a straight edge to draw a line through. Since I'm using the computer, I can make my line just like that. Next one, same idea. Start at -5, and then your slope here is 3. Remember, 3 as a fraction is 3 over 1, and it's positive, so it's going to be up and right. So start at -5 on the y-axis, then move up 3, right 1. Up 3, right 1. You got 3 nice points, so we can draw our line through nice and straight. And then we're good. All right, x equals -2. This is one we have to remember. This means x is always and only -2. So if x is -2, that's over here. X is also -2 here. This is going to make a vertical line. This is one of those undefined slopes. Similarly with number 12, y is 4. So we want to find where y is 4, another place where y is 4, and another place where y is 4. So this has a y-intercept, and this slope, when you look at it, this slope is actually 0. And that makes sense because 0 times x would be 0x, which means that we don't see x in this equation. Last one, this is point slope, so find our point. So opposite of what we see with the x, -4, opposite of what we see with the y, -5. And our slope is 3, so remember that's going to be 3 over 1 up and right. So we're going to start at -4, -5, starting at the point that we found, and then go up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1. And then we can draw our line through there too. So use a ruler, use the edge of an ID or something that you have, anything that you have to make that line nice and straight. All right, now with the print shop. So with the print shop, we need to read this carefully. We get charges for different things on here, right? It says, write the slope, y-intercept, and equations. It says Janet's print shop is 35 cents per program and $25 setup fee. So which one of those is a slope? It's going to be the one that changes. That per program is going to help me see that. So slope is 0.35. Setup fee, that's how much we always add on no matter what. So her equation, and we have slope and y-intercept, so we're going to write slope-intercept form. So 0.35 x plus 25. I'm realizing that that decimal is not great there. Let me rewrite that decimal for you. All right, and then the next one is 10 cents per program and a $40 setup fee. So 10 cents per program. That's my clue that that's going to be a slope. That's something that changes. And a $40 setup fee. So when I write this equation, it's going to be y equals 10 cents, so 0.10x plus 40. Now we're going to use those equations to fill out the table here. So where it says work here, this is where I need to show what I'm doing. And you're going to use that same equation. So for this, I'm going to do 0.35, and instead of x, I'm going to use times 0 this time, plus 25. So that's going to be 0 plus 25, we get 25. Same idea for the rest. I'm going to do 35 times, we're going to use 50, that's what they give us in the number of programs, plus 25. So I need to do 35 cents times 50, and then add 25, and I get $42.50. On your calculator, it's going to be 42.5. Remember that it's money, so it's going to be 50 cents. Same idea for the next one, times 100 plus 25. So it looks like we're going to get 60 here. And same idea for the last one. Multiply by 200 plus 25. And we get 95. All right, and same for the printing press. Now we're going to use their equation, so we got 10 cents times 0 to start with, plus 40, so that's going to be 40, and the same thing, same idea for the rest of these. So if you looked at this and didn't quite remember how to do it before, you're probably saying to yourself now, oh yeah, I just kind of forgot. because this is something you've had practice on for quite a while. All right, 45 here. Multiply by 100, add 40. So you should get 50. Multiply by 200, and you do have to show the work here for this. That is part of what you're being graded on, that you show you know what you're doing. And we get 60 here. All right, so then we're going to use this to identify what graph it goes with. So keep these in mind, like this point is 0, 25, and this other point is 0, 40. So when you look at the graphs, that's what we're going to look for first. So I'm going to look for 0, 25. I see a 0, 25. This is 0, 35. That's not right. This is 0, 10, and 0, 35, so that's not right. So look at that immediately, just by knowing one point, I can eliminate two of these graphs. Here, look here, this is 0, so this is where 0, 25 is on this. So it's one of these two. Let's check that other point, 0, 40. 0, 40 is here. All right, yeah, then we need to check something else, right? Let's go ahead and check for, what else do we have? We have a 50 on here, right? Let's go back to our table and check out the value that we got for 50. So if I use 50, I get $42.50. Let's see if that's on there for that one. So 50 and 42.50 would be probably about here, right? Because this is 40, and that's a little bit above it. So that makes sense. Let's see if it makes sense in this one. 0 and 42.50 here. Well, no, because right here, this is 40. And look here, this is below it. So that doesn't work. So that's a good way to find out if you got that. You check out those points that you already calculated. So it should be this first one. All right, it says, which printing company offers the better deal if 100 programs are printed? So let's go ahead and check out. 100 programs are printed. So this first one, Janet's, charges $60. And the second one, Printing Press, charges $50. Well, if I'm printing 100, I'm going to go for the cheaper one, right? For a better deal, I'm looking for value for myself. So I'm going to go with the printing press. So for here, we can simply state that. We can say the printing press would be the better deal. We can say it is $50 with them, and Janet's is $60. All right, and attached to your review here is another one that's very similar, so try that out too. And we should be doing well with it. So good luck, and I'll see you next time.